Hello guys, Danielle Lara here, and today I'm going to be discussing about why I believe Dawn Bellwether from Disney's Zootopia is a villain I can sympathize with. As you all probably know already, she is the twist villain from the movie, and she revealed her true intentions near the end of the film where Judy and Nick entered the museum to solve the case of the savage animals. Okay. Now, before a lot of you disagree and complain in the comments saying she got what she deserved for her crimes and all that, just hear me out first, okay? Okay, yes, she needed to be punished for her actions in the end, but despite her villainous actions, I can't help but empathize with her for a few reasons. First, we know that, like Judy, Bellwether endured a life of neglect and abuse at the hands of other predators as a child, possibly even worse than Nick and Judy, since here's the thing. I believe that nobody is just born evil or power hungry or prejudiced without a real clear motive. And another thing is that nobody just decides to turn out from a nice person to a racist just like that from one lousy situation. It just doesn't make sense. I have to agree with my friend that with a lot of my other users that part of her plot twist was rather forced, rushed, or just lazily written, and just writing her off as I'm racist for no real reason other than power or evil for the sake of being evil without any clear motives. Even if power was part of her plan, I feel like Dawn Bellwether must have wanted to prove that prey animals like her can be capable of being the same kind of power as predators can, even if she took it too far. For all we know, Bellwether could have been emotionally and physically scarred, by vicious bullying as a child, following her into adulthood, unable to cope with what happened and giving her major phobia of predator folks ever since then. And even though she wanted to take control of the city, someone could like question like if she was just running away from her own actions, no, not actions, fear and confusion, something she might be keeping from everyone and won't allow herself to show any emotions, thinking she can just bottle them up forever. But it's only a matter of time before she admits her hidden feelings that drove her to this. And I have to agree that I do believe that Bellwether was once someone who was sweet, kind, and gentle in her youth, and she was being subjected to the bullying of the hands of the predators. So now what I think is that throughout the movie she was conflicted with her own emotions. And as I said before, she had a deep phobia of the predators. And that explains why I think she wanted to wanted fear to take over Zootopia and thinking she could cope that way. And my friend also mentioned how she was often abused by Mayor Lionheart, who had been treating her pretty badly throughout her career. So I don't really think that Dawn Bellwether is really, truly pure evil. I believe that she just had to let her anger and fear get the better of her, manipulating her to do what she did in the movie. And that is all the reasons for why I believe Dawn Bellwether is a sympathetic villain. Okay, guys, listen. If you guys want to disagree with my thoughts, then fine, okay? But just please do not be rude or to me and my friends on this. Especially do not be rude to my good friend, Disney Cow 82, who had inspired me to do this, since she had also, she's also a fan of Bellwether as much like I am. And she doesn't believe that she's really pure evil, that she could find ways to redeem herself, maybe in a sequel or anything, or in a series. Of course, there's also been fanfics where, people try to make help with the past for Dawn Bellwether, or like what could have happened before the movie, and all that. But here's the thing, guys. You guys can have your opinions on Bellwether, and I truly believe that she just deserves better than what she got. Any rude comments will be removed, and those users will be blocked, so please respect my opinion. As that is why I think Bellwether is a villain I can sympathize with in Disney's Zootopia. Okay, guys, so that's going to wrap up today's video, and this is just the first of the series where I can sympathize with some certain villains. I will do a few other ones soon. I will do some on Randall Boggs, Lord Shen, and a few others, so stay tuned. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next video, and yeah, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and see you later.